crazy.
Funnily enough, I just got a message this moment on Instagram by another competitor saying he's back in his hotel room trying not to eat everything in sight and kind of trying to get his head down early before he does. And there I am in the burger joint about to get the wine in. So
sweet potato fries, yep.
Yeah. Sweet potato fries.
Yep.
All Theo can think about is his belly, by the way.
Starvation.
For me, it's the day before the show, and a lot of people kind of, so it's kind of a torn like idea. Some people have like a cheat meal or a free meal the night before the show. They load up full, they get a lot of salt and a lot of calories and a lot of fat in that meal. And then with that, I'll limit the amount of fluid that I take in after, so it doesn't bloat me out, but the amount of calories and the sodium will really fill the muscle in because it'll be fairly high in carbs as well. And then I'll just limit the amount of water between now and stage. And as long as you're not bucketing tons of water down, you're sweet. Just don't drink a lot and you get away with it. A lot of people would love to have a glass of wine, whereas I just think I'm drinking a glass of vinegar.
Yo, that'll probably just do me.
It's actually not bad. It actually gets a little finger treatment there. Very nice.
Struggling.
Yeah, when I start and I get about halfway, I could stop right now, I'll be happy. I've got a burger baby in me right now. I know when I'm full up because the food kind of gets stuck there and I can't get it down. I'm like, come on. I need about 10 minutes. I'll be back though. I had a cheat meal about 3 days ago, only 3 days ago, and that took me 2 hours to eat it. Oh. Oh. It's the one. It's the one. I've got to stay.
Need to push it down. You did it though.
I've done. Yeah, that'll do. That I can't eat anymore. But if I eat any more, I'm not going to sleep well because when I eat rubbish food, it keeps me up all night. It's bloody acid heartburn.
Yeah.
We're doing it for a look, more than doing it for the enjoyment. But so there's a difference in a lot of people. Like, so some people don't get to eat this sort of food, and to be honest, I don't like this sort of food. I do like eating healthily, but I'm one of these. As I've got older, my metabolism just burns through calories and carbs. So where most people are carb depleting, say into tomorrow's show, I'm on like 350 grams of rice for 7 meals as it is, plus jam and rice cakes on top of that in a meal. That's probably 1,000 grams of carbs just to try and hold my weight. But once I get lean, my metabolism gets a lot faster and my insulin sensitivity goes up, and it seems like I burn through them food. And I do add fats to the meal to try and slow that process down. If you add fats to meals, it tends to make the carbohydrate stick. But do that as well. But once you get really lean, and this is the 3rd show I've done in a short succession, your body kind of gets in the crazy sort of place. And having to have a cheat meal is one of the only ways I could get my body to stop losing weight and to hold weight. But it's, when you're doing it once in a blue moon like Theo was, it's amazing. But when you're doing it like twice a week, it's just a bit repetitive. But it's all for a good cause, and obviously that's just how you look. So there are lots of ways to skin a cat. I'm not saying try this at home whatsoever. I'm not saying it's the best way, but it is a way. I know lots of competitors that eat really clean, and the day of the show they smash McDonald's all day, and that's their way of filling up and looking their very best way on stage. But I've never tried that because I think it's a bit too close to the day. The closest I've done is the night before, and then go to bed feeling like you've maybe copped it up and you're full as a house, and but in the morning, if your metabolism's on side, all that, like any bloat that you had may have gone. You'll have peed all through the night because we've been drinking so much water, which we now stop. And you wake up in the morning, you just look crazy. and then you're just praying to God that that look holds all day. And if you're competing later in the day, sometimes it can drift off and become awkward. But tomorrow competing at 3 o'clock, so that's better. Some of the Mr. Universes and stuff I've done in the past in Italy, I haven't got on stage till like 2 in the morning. Been waiting all day after registering at 9 AM. That's hard, that is. I mean, I actually slept on the beach from 12 till 1:30 AM because I was so knackered, and I've been carving up all day that was putting me to sleep. And then I got woke up, jumped on stage at 1:30 AM, got stung by a bee in the foot because there's like wasps and everything flying around because it was in the heat of summer, and limped on and ended up winning the competition. But there you go, at least they kept the ice cream shop open for after.
I should have filmed that show by the side of it.
Crazy.
Morning.
Morning. Show day.
Feeling good?
I'm feeling like I should be. I've had about 3 cramps in the night, which woke me up. So that, apart from that and going to the toilet, I'm in the right spot. So we'll have a look this morning and find out. Right, so I want to show you where I'm staying. So I've used this apartment complex before. It's in Birmingham. It's a Clean Zone Apartments, and they're a luxury apartment that you can find online. I'll get the link added to this. So have a look what this is. 2 bedrooms, perfect if you're staying in Birmingham, but perfect for me and where you want a kitchen, everything, all your amenities, and they supply all your knives, forks, cutlery, cooking, the whole shebang. So let's take you through. I'll start with where the magic happens. And that's bedroom number 1. It's a nice big double room, happy with that, quite modern, tasty. And then we got the second bedroom, which got my good friend Theo staying in. He's also competing, but not until next week. Kitchen, this way. There's Mr. T. And here's the kitchen. So everything we need, cook up, microwave is important because we hate cold food. They throw in all the pots and pans and all the rest of it. The first thing I know you want to do is see what's in the fridge, right? That's what I'm talking about. What's in the fridge? There's no alcohol, I'm afraid, nothing sexual. But we got a lot of white fish, a lot of boring ass chicken, a lot of dry stuff like that, which is obviously needed this time. And then we've got some prep meals, which I use all the time. These are my sponsors, Healthy Living Kitchen. They're fantastic. This one's my go-to. This is what I'm going to be having for breakfast today. So with that, I'll tell you, the first 2 meals of the day are going to have protein and veg, and then we're going to start some more carbs from there. So from the kitchen, we've got a little seating area, which is nice. And then they've put flat screen TV and sofa bed and Netflix and all that shebang comes with it. Wi-Fi comes with the apartments. And then finally they've got like a nice modern bathroom with a bath as well as the shower. Now we've got the 2 minutes wait, which seems to take 10 minutes surely. And what's like takes longer, waiting for the microwave for your food or watching paint dry. What are you having for breakfast, T?
Guess.
What's T having for breakfast, everyone at home? Guess.
So, we got a choice of fish and veg or veg and fish. Bland fish and veg. Voila, turned into a bit of
Today's food and most of my food through my whole prep's been, I've been sponsored fortunately enough by Healthy Living Kitchen, and they do a match your macro service, which is perfect for fitness guys out there because you can tell them exactly how many proteins, carbs and fats or what your elements of your meal should be, whether they're rice, potato, chicken, fish, red meat, and they will make that happen for you to your specification. They deliver twice a week, it's free of charge. And I've prepped for so many years, and every now and then it's very, very easy to get complacent and to miss a meal because you haven't been on top of your game. So with having Healthy Living Kitchen on board, I've never missed a meal this whole prep because they're always there delivering, once or twice a week to me, and they're always in the fridge. You can freeze the meals, so they're perfect for travelling or keeping for long times. And we've come away today, and I haven't got to think about it. I know I can just pick up my meals out of their fridge, their box, they're ready to go. And they warm up perfectly in the microwave without being dry. Some of these prep companies, the food tastes dry and it's hard to get down. Once you've had it for a week or two, it gets very monotonous. But they got a great menu. So I'm going to have today's diet for me, not because I've eaten a lot of carbs this last sort of few days, and then obviously you see us having that monster sort of burger last night. So if I'm not full now, I would be surprised. So for the first few meals this morning, I'm going to take the carbs out and just have some protein, some veg, which is normally like asparagus. So I'll have a red meat meal, which I've just eaten, and then I'll have a chicken and veg meal a few hours later. And then because I'm due to go on stage about sort of 2-3 o'clock, something like that, what I normally do at that point is just put in some really fast, easy digesting foods. Something like my go-to there is Pringles. I like the salt and the fat, which is easy to digest. You don't really need a meal at that point because a meal's obviously going to take a lot of time to digest. So we want something that's simple, fast. And the reason we're having carbs, fats and salts there is to get that pump, but without any sort of bloat and take too much energy into your belly. So we take some fluids with each meal, but not a lot today. I've cut my fluid really since last night, so it's just sips when needed. So always start the day with a black coffee though, because that helps things move. And it's always better to be on stage when you're free, rather than feeling like you're backed up. And then from there on, really, it's just a little bit of sugar before I get on stage, and that might be whatever anyone's go-to. I like dextrose tablets. Some people like Haribo's. Some people use grapes, something like that. A little bit of fluid while you're pumping up, and get a good. For me, I need to get a good pump for about 10-15 minutes to get all this food that I've been eating to come alive. Otherwise, it's kind of laying a bit flat. I'll go through some posing shortly as well to help push everything round, and I may go through some posing and sort of check in a couple of times today, like first thing in the morning, around lunchtime, and then obviously it's time to get on stage and do my thing. Okay, so breakfast is done, and now before we go and stick the tan on, I'm going to do my client check-in. So I have a great amount of respect for all my clients, and whether they're lifestyle or they're competitors, they've all got check-ins to be done on certain days. So some are on Saturday, some are on Sunday, and some are on Wednesday at the moment. So even though it's show day for me, fortunately today we've got a few hours free, so I can do their check-ins, because for a lot of people, having a check-in, they rely on it. They wait for that response in the morning to set them up for the whole day ahead and the week ahead. So it's really important. And I know when I've had a coach, you're so waiting and eager for that response. Now I want to always be that coach that will reply straight away. So I tell all my coaches, you're welcome to email me. Check-in is on this certain day for you, but please text me, WhatsApp me or phone me anytime. Like the service that you're paying for is to have me on hand. That even if you're in Tesco's and you want to pick up this yogurt or that yogurt, which one do I do? And you're scratching your ass about it, just text me and ask me or phone me and I'll answer it. Something as simple as that might throw your whole diet off, because you might think, I screwed it, because you weren't sure. And then you end up making bad choices down the road. But when you've been given the green light for anything, it always makes it feel like you've ticked the box, you've achieved what you're supposed to, and then it carries on, and that's the key, is consistency. So you guys watching, if you are my clients, don't forget to get in touch with any little head scratcher. All right, so I've got quite a few to do this morning. I'm going to just do one voicemail in front of you, which I'm going to send to Joe, because Joe is one of my new clients, and he's a very good client. He won't mind me doing a voice note to him. And I tend to do voice notes if I can over typing, because I don't really like typing too much because A, I'm not great at it and I've got big fat fingers, but secondly, I think it looks a little bit like impersonal, and if you speak to someone or you give them a voice note, often it G's them up. So I'll often try and meet up with clients. If I can see you in person for a check-in, or if you can come to me, or if I'm going in an area that you are, I'll always do that. Because clients as well will always send their good photos, and you can't pinch a photo, but you can pinch an inch when someone's in front of you, which I'm going to be doing very soon with that man there, the fish and rice man. Hey Joe, yeah, if you could send your photos over this morning, they haven't come through to the email, although your email has, the photos have jammed up somewhere. If they don't come through on your second attempt, just WhatsApp me them. Because like I've said to you there on email, I can't check you in and make any amendments blind. I do need to see what the diet has done to you in this last couple of weeks. So judging by the stats on it, things look great and you're in a good spot, and you've dropped a little bit of fat there and a little bit of weight, and your strength's gone up. But I'll need to just see how that relates on your physique. So if you come back to me this morning, I've got about an hour or two before I'm due to get on stage, I will then reply to you, of course, and set your day up. All right, dude, having a great day, come back to me. Even though it's my show day, I still, I've got Theo here with me. He's competing next week, and he's one of my clients, a long-term pals. So now we're a week out. It's critical time to see what things happen for him. So it also takes the load off my brain worrying about me all day. So I get to worry about him. Anyway, so we're gonna have a look how he looks. Obviously, he's had that massive burger last night and the loaded fries. But if you look on camera, you won't see that he's eaten that. You wouldn't think he had anyway. So we're just going to go for the mandatory poses. So stand front on. Good, and quarter turn to the right. So at this point here this is where Theo's last bit of fat lasts, and it's on his lower back, obliques, and then just on his glutes. So this is where, if I can see someone in person, I'd always want to, because you can touch and you can see where fat is. You can't necessarily, or you might not see on the camera there, but if I'm rubbing here, like pinching an inch if you like, a lot of it is just skin. And there's a tiny little bit of gristle. When you rub your fingers together, and you can all try this at home on yourselves, and you'll be like, okay, no. But if there's anything gristly in between your fingers, and it's not just skin moving around, and you can feel, I'm waiting to the point where I can't feel gristle. Now there's a tiniest little bit, and it's almost completely gone. But there's a tiniest little bit just here and here, and that's where I see the points that I need him to come down that little bit more, which will mean maybe losing another kilo or so. Only probably something like that now, and that will disappear. And then the rest of his physique will be even more conditioned than it looks now. So here you can see like how conditioned across his shoulders are, because you can see the feathering, and you can also see these tiny little feathering parts on his triceps. So that shows how lean his arms are, and you can see like details and cuts through the legs. And when that there, most people at home probably don't even never seen that in their life. But that, like your serratus and your intercostals, which are here, these are like the side parts of your abdominal wall. And once they're lean, you're really close to where the money needs to be. So as I say, it's just around this last bit around the back that needs to just come off for him to be, like in my eyes, perfect. But obviously we all want to be perfect, but sometimes you've got to judge pushing down with weight, where the whole rest of the body may flatten out, and sometimes you have to juggle getting it maybe somewhere close to that to keep the whole body still looking alive. But with Theo, he's doing a classic class, and that's a weight governed class, so we're almost at the mercy of the scales. So really, he could stand on stage today like that and do really, really well. But with the show he's doing, he's got another 2 kilos to get off in order to make that. So we've got a week to do that. We could do that with the water manipulation, so I'm not stressed by it yet. So this tan, although it's not got no label on it, it's sent by Nicola, who's a fantastic tanner, and she's a sponsor. And she would normally, unfortunate enough to like I say, that she'd sponsor me, and she does it all in a booth. But on occasion when she can't be here, she'll send me the stuff. So this is her magic formula that never sweats or runs on stage, and I've used it for like 10 years or so now. So it's really easy to put on. If she's not here, we can just slap it on with these mitts. Doesn't matter if it looks a bit streaky now. Once it dries, you can then sort of just pat it away and it'll disappear, any streaks. So I normally get a big thick coat on now, let it kind of sit around, and then we go back and we finish it off and buff it up and make it look kind of perfect. Then it's got to stand around for 10 minutes and let it dry. But my least favourite part of prep is this. I've got the pink pants on just because they're likely to get covered in tan. So I've got to put something on, apart from obviously standing here naked or a sock. Because that is slightly too camp, even with my good friend Theo around. When I first done the competition, I loved the freaky looks you'd get in the street because you've got such a brown or orange face. And because I so wanted to look like a bodybuilder, you just hope that, when you put the tan on, you're going to transform into Arnold Schwarzenegger or whatever, and I thought, you hear, well, once you've got the tan on, once you drop your water, you're going to be different gravy, but obviously you've got to do the work first. But I remember getting the stairs in the street and stuff and thinking, oh yes, I've made it, everyone's looking at me. Not because I look like I, one was from Towie or anything, but.
2, 3, then probably 4, 5. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. When I put a sheen on, it almost always brings the colour to really comes alive. So this particular tan that Nicola uses, if you put a sheen on, a little bit of sheen, it really jumps it up and maybe brings it down like even a shade darker, so it's really noticeable on stage. But that I'm happy with. I don't want any more because it feels quite thick already.
It's going to build up over.
Yeah. Okay. Just do my thing. Now I've got to choose these trunks. What do you think, T? What colour do you think?
Yeah, I'm all about the grape, man.
Grape, yeah? Great, I like the grape nice as well. That's the one. But she does, so what she'll do is she'll send different colours, but she'll also send slightly different cuts. So it is worth trying on because some will cut, they'll kind of fit your glutes and stuff slightly better than others.
Was this Harlequin?
No, LX Deluxe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what one? You reckon this one?
I think this one. I'm going to try these two on and see which looks better now I'm brown. See which looks better on my shade. But I'm not that fussed because no one's judging you by the colour of your pants, are they? Apart from me mum. My mum would always say, even if I don't win, son, you had the nicest teeth on stage. Oh, thanks, man. That's alright then. That's alright, that's second place to me. I ain't gonna lie, the red, like a glove. They fit, nice. Nice, cheeky. Fit. Everything's kept within just about. And now I'm brown, I'm liking red. It's been a good few years since I wore red. I'm coming back with a purple.
Next.
Here we go. Purple, slightly bigger, slightly more coverage of the old set piece. They're nice colour as well, aren't they? They're actually very nice. What are you saying, T? I need this.
Man, yo, the sequins, man, they look a bad boy.
You like these? More than red?
These ones. These cap.
What do you think, Karen, man? Yes or no?
Do you know what? I was thinking the red.
Are you saying
I'm
red?
not going to lie.
So I'll come back with one more, the Union Jack.
Alright.
I'm not too sure about these ones. They're a little bit like, check this out type of affair.
Yeah, nice. You know, boys.
Red or grape? Red or grape?
I'm saying red.
Saying red, you're saying grape.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't helping. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to pack them both and then I'll see what happens at 2 o'clock.
Alright, yo, how about I do this? I get a little clip on let me get a little clip on my Insta. of one in you in the red, one of you in the grape, and let's leave it to the people to decide.
Yeah? Alright, send it to me mum though.
Of course, man. Mama gets first dibs. Guess what color trunks your mama just said?
Red. She's got the red.
She's got red.
Okay. She's rubbed against me, you know, if I don't choose red.
Oh,
I want to rebel against it. I've rebelled against this since I was about 15.
Hey, we still got the Insta lock.
Yeah.
So
We'll see.
what
The lady that sent me the trunks, Lana, she said that red looked best on the PCA backdrop because of the colours or something at the PCA. The red looks best.
Okay.
But I haven't really thought that far ahead. I was just.
Well, she's obviously seen something that we ain't. So, but hey, let's leave it to the people to decide.
Yeah. Right.
Power to the people.
Right, left the key there. That's what I'm supposed to do. Let's leave. I forgot to hand my hands, didn't I? The bloody white. Oops. Right, so welcome to the Range Rover of my life. Everything involved in my life lives in here because I travel a lot. And everyone points out the fact I've got like a wired-in cool box, but in half handy. There's got all this food that I'm forever carrying about, so that stays cold. Give you another tip, people at home that are travelling, and I've got a lot of clients that are on the road. Amazon, it's about 20 quid, plugs into the car, can plug it into mains as well, and you just stick a meal, or you can fit 2 meals in, and that gets really hot and warms up your meal. Takes about 20 minutes, so it ain't a microwave, but if you're on a journey you can stick your food in there, and when you get to the other side or halfway along, it's warm. You can start eating it. Comes with a little spoon and all the rest of it, really handy. Silver bit comes out, rinse it, happy days. And then this box here is all my supplements. So obviously I'm with Fireball Labs, I use their weight after every training session. This is another one of my sponsors, different company. This is Generate Vitaga, so I use Vitaga as a carbohydrate powder for training, and I've also carved up on it for this prep, so I've been mixing Vitaga with baby rice to get my carbs up. And this is the baby rice or cream of rice. And then, yeah, these are my supplements. So glutamine, aminos, I'll take them in training with the Vitago. If you need a pre-workout at home, you've got to try that mad pre-workout, half a scoop.
It's crazy.
Half a scoop, otherwise you're on one. And that's it. Bob's your uncle, Buddy's right. Yes, can I swing?
Yeah, you can. Look.
You bet how much? Come on, get out, you lazy fuck.
Yeah, come. You got room.
Yeah, but I've got to shunt back and forward, look, I'm about to hit him up the arse. Shall I go through there?
I'd swing, yeah, I'd sort of try and swing through.
Think I can get through there and... Where's that go if I go through there? Don't get this on camera, we're doing badly.
No offence, but I'm hoping for a crash.
What if I go down there? How'd these cars get in here? Fuck's sake. I've made it over, I'm still not out though. You sure? It's fully beeping at me. What? I'm actually shitting my pants right now. I don't need all this noise. Jeez, so many fucking posts. You sure? It's fully beeping me. Oh, stressed out.
A few moments later.
I got IBS. I literally got IBS from that. That's fucking long. I tell you what I like watching, to be fair, when I'm driving on YouTube, is just this sort of stuff, right? Not Mario Party, but that's what kids watch over in the car. But this, they just put music videos and it shows like all these wicked, like sexy places that you wish you were not in England. on with it. I've got places to go, mate. People to see.
Look at you.
Get on with it.
Look at you though. Oh my god. Look at you though.
Well, what are you saying? Yeah, but just forget about what I look like.
Oh mate, I've just got to look at that. Oh, it's got to be red.
Red, yeah?
Oh, Joe,
I told you.
That's what my mum said, red. Alright, I love you. I'll speak to you later. Bye. Right, so we've come to Emporium Gym in Birmingham. So this is one of like the meccas of Birmingham, and where all the guys that come over to Body Power the Arnold from the States and that, they tend to come here. So I wanted to see it for myself while we're here. It's come down this morning. Theo needs to do his cardio still. Obviously I don't need to do that now because it's show day, but I am going to use their posing room and go through my posing, practice posing, and do a check in there to send off to the guy I used as a pair of eyes, Tom, and he will then tell me my last sort of few meals that I should be ramming down my throat before we get on stage. Cold white fish. Nothing sexy about that. So we're having rice, cold, grim, but to make it even more odd is we got the Vitago, which is slightly orange flavour. So now we've got 50 grams of that to make orange flavoured rice. Don't try this at home, kids. Yeah, I didn't say it'd be nice, I was just saying what I'm eating.
Looks delicious.
Doesn't it? I mean, you're probably sitting at home watching this with a cup of tea and a biscuit, and you'd rather put that down and yam this down, yeah. I was looking at the posing that I've done there, and that's right, it's pretty critical to have a look at yourself on show morning and then even a few hours later, which is what that was. Because although I've been carving up hugely, and we went out and had that massive meal last night, I could see in the mirrors there as I'm going through the posing that my chest is flat. Now, because I'm experienced enough to know what I should look like, if you're full, like a good way of telling if you're full is when you're going through the poses and you hold the most muscular pose, so your chest is really pumped up and hard in front of you. You shouldn't really be able to pinch much skin off your chest because it should be so full of glycogen and hard. And so if you can pull that skin off your chest, which in my case I could, but I knew I would be able to by what I could see, that's a good indicator that you're not full and that you could eat more carbs. So what I've done there is I've sent them photos off to Tom for him to have a look at with my explanation of what I think needs doing, and he's agreed, and he sent me back a note there saying that he agrees I should have some more carbs, something simple to digest like cream of rice or rice with jam or Vitago. Obviously because I'm in the back of the car and I'm in a bit of a rush to get to check-in now, that was the fastest, easiest, simple thing to do. So rice and Vitago do the job. I know with me that sits really fast, they'll go through me, sits easy, and within an hour or that I won't even notice it. It's touch the size, but hopefully it will start the carving up process, and we'll see once I've registered how many people are there, and there might be time for another similar meal before we go on stage.
So to put a good meal of carbs in, do you want to put in 100 grams of cream of rice with, you know, like a tablespoon of jam or honey, whatever you normally use, and just get that in you, just 100 grams of that. Then we'll check you again in like, you know, hour and a half's time, see what you look like, and then maybe put something in again. As some carbs. Is that comfortable with you? Is your stomach going to be okay? You look fucking tight, but yeah, a little bit more carbs and we should be okay.
There we go. That's what she said. 22. Yeah, boy. We're here, we made it. Bit of a mad rush at the last minute there because we got carried away at the gym. Typical. If you ever ask my missus, she's always say that I'm carried away at the gym. I'm always an hour later and I want to be back home. But it's rude not to chat to people. So I often bump into people. So anyway, nice time at Emporium Gym. That's a great gym. It's big. It's actually really big. It's got loads of kit. I can see why everyone goes there that comes up to Birmingham. And I like the fact it's a big open space. So check that out, definitely 100%. And when I come back, I didn't have a chance to train today, just posing. But I would definitely be back to train. So we've come now to the town hall, and they've got this mad Christmas market on, which I'm not going to get involved with until after. Hopefully it's still open and we get the double pints in. What are you saying, T?
I'll sit and watch.
Yeah, I'll have a water and definitely. So my go-to after show, because I know that's all everyone cares about, is what do you eat after the show? What I love after the show is a cold beer. And if there's a 2 pint of cold beer, I'm in. So I'll have one of them, and then I normally
Then you can have one for me as well.
Yeah. And I'm sure Dan will help us out. And then if they do pizza somewhere amongst all the food stalls that are normally in them Christmas markets, because we've had enough of a sausage fest in that apartment as it is. So yeah, could do with a slab of pizza to change the outlook. And yeah, and then we'll see how we get on. So am I nervous? No. Do I get a little bit anxious? Yes. But I've been doing it a long time, so I think it's normal to have some sort of anxiety or some sort of apprehension. But it's only very small now. Like when I started years ago, it was like everything. This day was meant so much, and to me now it's just another competition. But I love doing them, or I wouldn't still be doing them. And I hate the final processes. So like I mentioned earlier on, I think it was off camera, but I hate the shaving. I hate shaving my whole body. It's long. If I could pay someone to do that, I would do that. And then the tanning bit, I hate that bit as well. Both of them things frustrate me because it's just time-consuming, boring. And then after that, the bit backstage, where you're waiting around and you've got to pump up, and is it time to pump up, and you're trying to work out all your timings. I find that really annoying. But as soon as I get on stage, I love that stage. Not necessarily the limelight, but I do like getting on stage. And you're the same, ain't you?
Natural born performers. That's what we do.
Yeah. I mean, T has got much more rhythm than me because that's in his genes. It's like Michael Jackson up there moonwalking.
Just my bad self.
But I do love getting on stage. And when I first done the show and I got off stage, I realised that all the hard effort and work seemed like it was worthwhile for like 5 minutes on stage. So I look forward to that bit. And obviously, if you get on stage and you come off as a winner, it's a fantastic feeling. Even after you've done 50 odd competitions, it's still really gratifying. If you come back and you don't place where you should, or you've let yourself down in your prep and you don't place where you should, quite demoralising. But these things definitely make your character, whether you win or lose, and how you handle that situation. So we'll see how today goes. I'm fairly shocked, to be honest, how busy it is, because I've just come out of registration. It's really busy. And there's lots of decent physiques, and I thought, a few weeks after the British finals and most of the shows have wound down now, there wouldn't really be anyone here and it'd be quite a quiet show, but it seems like it'll be a decent, busy show. And I bumped into like a good handful of guys that were at the British final. But everyone's very supportive and happy. Obviously we all want to beat each other, but everyone's like polite to each other in their face. Really like, want to beat you. So anyway, we'll see how we get on. Be on stage in a couple of hours. I'll give it the smell test.
Oh, it smells special. Sodium and fat. Let's get it in.
Pretty good. That is pretty good.
Where are they from?
You said you were going to have Pringles, but you changed it up because of Christmas.
I did. The Christmas edition, pump edition. That's very nice. Yeah, I'll put some in there with your Christmas sandwich.
Thank you, thank you.
I love the butty, chip butty, crisp butty, any butty. I'm just having a bagel butty over here. That's it. Ready? Oh yeah.
As we welcome our master of the Walkies bodybuilders on the stage. And your winner, number 22, Neale.
Cat, man, train hard, win easy, man. I see that. You know, you stepped on stage straight away. You know, you just literally, like I said, package much improved from the last time you were down here. Just looked absolutely insane. Just literally more shredded to the bone, better conditioned, and you actually look pretty full on stage. So you brought it, Cap. You brought it. Everything was popping. Got the result. Train hard, win easy. That's how it goes.
Happy, that's part one. Part one, it's lovely, listen, it's lovely winning. Anytime it's great winning. But we're not here anymore at my veteran-y age in this. I'm not here just to win my class, and I need to win the whole shebang. And that's where it gets really, really tough, because you've got the winners of every class that are all going to be mustered on stage together. So it's always really hard to win the overall. If you can win it, then stars have aligned for you. We'll see. We'll see. Don't count me out though. Don't count me. I've had me crisps, so anything could happen.
See you, man.
Going into a comp next time, I think what we can do is, if you're peeled early like you are now, but not get to that point where your body just churns through shit, we can find a way to just get your food just slowly working its way up in, so that we can bring a sort of a balance between the two. Because at the what was the one you did, the NFM?
Yeah.
He was fucking absolutely massive, wasn't he?
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
absolutely fucking huge. Where at this one, you're more streamlined, you're more pulled in, not necessarily smaller or anything like that, just a different look. I was happy with it though. You look fucking mint. You're absolutely spot
And then
on.
so at the NFMU, I was hurting.
Yeah.
I was hurting on hardly any carbs and lower amounts of food and lower calories.
Yeah.
And yet I was fucking monstrous.
Yeah.
And then
you were
after
starving,
that,
and then we calmed you up, and you're like, I was just like, oh, fucking out. And you're like, oh, I'm 100 and whatever kg. I'm like, fuck, okay, that's pretty fucking big. And then we go to this one, and we're 102.
102 and 111 2 weeks ago. It's like,
but we haven't. But this is so weird, and I think that's definitely something we need to pay attention to with your body as well. That it's just going to do weird fluxes in between.
it does do weird fluxes.
Especially when you've been in shape for a long time as well.
Yeah. And I think, judging from my experience and speaking with you and looking at the prep for this last bit, it's a luxury to be able to eat all this food.
Oh, fucking hell,
but the result in how it looks isn't a normal result.
No.
And so it's like
if you were 111 there, and we jack up your food going in towards the show, I was expecting 112, 113, 114, 115, but something's gone different there. Not bad necessarily, because it's still a really good look. You were just way tighter, I think. I don't know if it's fluid or what, but it was
I definitely feel like I haven't got control of my body. It's got control of me now. You know what I mean?
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, definitely. I think what's going to be really interesting to see is once you've come off this, had a few days of just eat what you want, eat to sort of appetite, eat when you're hungry and things, just want to see what your body does.
Yeah, yeah.
Like much more fat going in, more sodium, a bit of junk, whatever. See if your body looks good in that 2 days time. If it doesn't, we can consider something like that for loading you up next
So
time.
let me just so everyone, and this will be good like for the cameras. Like people always think, what do you do post-show?
Yeah.
And every coach either does
Something different.
They do different. They either really like anal with the whole back dieting, or they go just go and junk your ass, get your weight back up, and others have got them in between.
I think it varies. I think for you, where you're at, we need a couple of days for you to just relax and not think about bodybuilding. Then we'll go into, all right, well, what does Neale want to do next time? Okay, well, we want to come in 10 pound heavier, more tissue, a little bit more sort of roundness through the delts, whatever, right? We look at that and then we start planning how we're going to manage that over the space of like a 6-month block. So cruise, chill, rest, get blood work done, see where you're at health-wise and all of that, and then start, doing whatever we need to do from there, just pushing you up in weight and size. But just for now, I think try and find a baseline weight that we can just get to comfortably. One that means that you function normally, you feel normal, you don't feel fucked up, and you hold a relatively decent level of conditioning. See what blood work says, and then just go from there. Literally, we can't gauge anything until we know what our bloods tell us, and see where health is. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Still off the stash cap.
Well, good. Better than it was earlier. That's the taste of victory right there. What's that, Jim?
Huh?
That's the taste of victory.
I'm getting McDonald's now.
You had to go one up, didn't you?
Yeah, McDonald's, yeah, bro.
It's always one. Okay, so back at the venue now. A little bit of refreshment. It's overall time, so this is where we're really going to have to work. So make or break time. So this is a bit the work if it comes out. I'm going to squeeze everything even harder than I already have. This will take the last bit of zip out of me. See how we go. Fingers crossed.
I heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check. I got the message on me, ain't no flexing on me, my attorney gon' call and collect. Blessings on blessings for me, my successes only made them envious, they got upset. I had to put all their egos in check. I want the money, the power, respect, and I heard you know so-and-so, you not a threat, cause I really know so-and-so, they like my family, so they go pretend that they cool till they busted.
And your winner of the prestigious PCA UK Open Bodybuilding Championship is a new PCA Pro athlete number 76, Jim Giorgio. Could we have all bodybuilding winners to the front for a final photo?
Boo! So, very close, but no cigar. So I lost to Big Jim, but he's a friend from going way back down Essex way. He's a lovely guy, a nice guy, great physique. I'm happy to lose to someone like that. Better looking though, and I have got nicer teeth because my mum says. Still, can't win them all, but I'll be back. And when you don't win and you're beaten by someone better than you, that's cool. When you don't win because you didn't do as good as you could, that's what's really depressing. But from here, it always just inspires me to get really like into the training and into the off-season and do everything that little bit better, that little bit more strict. And it really just pumps me up to go again. So next time I come back on stage, I'll level up. Jim will probably level up, so will the rest of the competitors out there. But hopefully, it puts you on a more of an even keel. So, got to learn by your mistakes. And what was it Rocky said? Exactly.
Cheers, Cat.
Cheers. Cheers. Oh. Right there, that is. Right in the old Gregory. That's lovely. That is lovely.